Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Now, John Healey, the Defence Secretary, is doing something finally of which I approve. He hasn't done much like that, but this time I'm all with him. He wants to address what can only be described as the scandal of military housing. Soldiers aren't deemed to be human, apparently, because any legal minimum for the conditions in which people are kept, there are legal minimums, effectively, but military housing is not held under the same laws. So for example, private tenants or council tenants, people in hospital, prisoners even, lunatics in mental asylums, they all have to be kept to a minimum housing standard. This does not apply to soldiers. And consequently, housing for soldiers is incredibly and notoriously bad. They were badly, cheaply built. Some of them are 80, 90 years old, but were only designed for sort of post-war use for a couple of years. They're still there. They're mouldy, they're cold, they're damp, and soldiers are told they've got to put up with it. Well, it's not right. In any other walk of life, it would be condemned. But the Ministry of Defence does not want to spend the money on providing soldiers, and more importantly, married soldiers, what we used to call in the military pads, with proper, good housing. Pads housing is notoriously bad as well. And so while older barracks are falling apart and pads houses are rotten, nothing is ever good. It leads to disease for their children. It's low morale. It's just not good. Well, John Healey has seen fit to say enough's enough, and he's going to change everything. He wants everything to be rebuilt and rebuilt to minimum standards, minimum acceptable standards, he calls it. I believe you should go far and not have minimum standards. Go for better than minimum. Go for the second wine up on the menu, as it were. Don't buy the cheap one. Get the second one up. That's usually good enough. But that's it, and condemn these old housing. They are awful. And speaking as someone who's lived in good military homes and bad military homes, let me tell you, the difference is astounding. I have been in old tin-covered wooden Nissen huts. I have been in very ultra-modern, brick-built, double-layered, just custom-built units. And the difference is amazing. Although I did have, at one point, I had my own room, which when you're in the military and unmarried and in, not in a pads quarter, but in, in the barracks, having your own room is like luxury. Ask any squaddy. Anyway, there we go. So he's going to do this. He's creating a new charter so that no military family will have to suffer from damp and mould and cold and all that. And going forward is going to make military bases much more livable. The cynic in me says they're only doing it so when they do close down the army eventually, they can use these as civilian housing. But until then, at least give poor bloody squaddy somewhere nice to live. Thanks a lot. Bye.